Have you ever seen someone completely fearless on camera? Someone who does not care what others think and just shows who they are? Well, that is exactly what Debra Winger did, and it has everyone talking. Yes, the pictures are real, and they tell a story about her that goes far beyond just fame or movies. Stay with us because these photos are something you will not forget. Debra Winger is not just any actress. She has acted in some of the most famous movies in Hollywood. You might know her from films such as An Officer and a Gentleman or Terms of Endearment. But what made these pictures so special? It is not just about being famous, it is about courage. Let us go back in time for a moment. Debra Winger was a young actress when she started in Hollywood. She was talented, smart, and bold. But being bold at that time was not easy. Hollywood expected women to always look perfect and act in a certain way. Winger did not always follow these rules. Some of the pictures you are about to see show her in ways most actresses would never dare to be photographed. She was open, honest, and completely herself. That is why these images are still being talked about today. Now, let us be clear. We are not talking about these pictures just to gossip or shock people. These photos are powerful because they show confidence. Winger was not afraid of criticism. She was not afraid of what others would say about her body or appearance. That is something we can all learn from. You see, Debra Winger was always about real emotions. Her acting was honest, sometimes raw. The pictures reflect that honesty. She was not pretending to be perfect. She was not hiding behind makeup or fancy clothes. She was just herself, and that made her stand out in a world full of pretenders. What makes these photos even more interesting is how the public reacted. Some people admired her courage. Others were shocked. But Winger did not let the reactions define her. She knew who she was, and she did not care about the whispers or the rumors. In a world where social media and paparazzi can make anyone feel pressured, she stood firm. Imagine being told to look a certain way all the time and choosing not to follow those rules. That is exactly what she did, and that is what makes her photos unforgettable. But there is another side to this story. Winger was not just being bold for attention. She wanted people to see the truth. The truth is, nobody is perfect. Celebrities are people, just like you and me. When someone shows honesty, it makes them stronger. These pictures tell a story about courage, self-acceptance, and breaking limits. Even if you have never acted in a movie, you can understand the message. It is okay to be yourself, even when the world wants you to be someone else. Now, let us talk about why these pictures do not lie. It is because they capture real moments. Not staged, not edited to hide anything. Just real Debra Winger. That is rare. In Hollywood, many images are carefully planned. But these are honest. Honesty is powerful. It makes you look at her differently. You do not just see a famous actress, you see a human being who is brave, who accepts herself, and who challenges expectations. Here is the interesting part, these pictures continue to inspire people today. Even decades later, young actors, fans, and even people outside the film world look at them and feel motivated. Why? Because they show that being yourself is more important than trying to fit into a mold. It does not matter if you are an actress, a student, or anyone else. Winger's example teaches us one big lesson: confidence comes from honesty. Confidence comes from accepting who you are without worrying about what others think. So, the next time you see pictures of Debra Winger, remember this. These are more than just images, they are stories. Stories about bravery, honesty, and self-respect. They remind us that the truest beauty is not about looking perfect. It is about showing the world who you really are. Debra Winger went beyond acting. She showed people that being authentic is worth more than fame or approval. That is why people still talk about her today. So yes, the pictures do not lie. Debra Winger went bare in the sense that she went honest. That honesty is unforgettable. If you felt inspired by her courage, remember this: being yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. Sometimes, one person's honesty can teach millions of people the true meaning of strength. Thanks for watching. Make sure to share this story because everyone deserves to see how real courage looks.